discussing battery recycling with heater abilities. So I've brought my lunch bag here with minus the pie.
Yeah, good.
So we just want to know, what do we do with these? Your standard batteries,
There's a
TV remote.
standard alkaline battery. We sort them, make sure that they're all alkaline, and then we put them in UN rated drums and send them to Japan. And there they go to Tokyo Steel and are put through their big furnace, and they recover any metal components. So they recover steel and I think manganese and a few other metals, and then any cardboard, some of them got a cardboard casing,
Yes.
and that's burned off, used for energy, and then any resultant material finishes up in the slag in the furnace and is used for road base. So it's completely recycled. And the beauty of it is you can actually go onto the Tokyo Steel website and go to click on English, so click on environmental initiatives, click on results and scroll down, and there's a page that tells you exactly what happens. So it's very transparent and it's auditable. So it's great when you have a downstream that anybody can see exactly what happens.
Yep.
So we love it, we love that solution.
How long have you been working with
This
Tokyo
was
Steel?
we work with our agent who we send our circuit boards to, Mahira Metals, and it took me about 3 years because Japan doesn't import waste. They import the circuit boards because it's got precious metals in it, so it's a resource, but they don't import waste. So this was a breakthrough, and when he got the permit, Tokyo Steel had all was recorded in the papers, in the newspapers. Yeah. So it was big. Oh, it was huge. It was huge. It was absolutely huge. And Tokyo Steel saw it as a potential that okay, they're getting these batteries from New Zealand, but once that market had been opened up, there's a lot of local countries that nearby that they could get other. So they saw it, only this little tonnage from New Zealand, why bother? But then they said, oh look.
Yeah.
So, but we were a groundbreaking. It was fantastic. Yeah, very good story actually.
And is that right through, so obviously all sizes of those?
Any alkaline battery or no, not lithium. So the lithium, unfortunately, so we have to sort. So I assume these are all alkaline, are they? So
Not in the
just
best.
It's just
Come from our office.
from our office.
You know.
they look mostly alkaline
Mostly alkaline.
from a distance. What's this one? That's one of our problems. Is that no, that's alkaline.
Yeah.
But you get used to them. So, you know that. Well, up until now, I hear them advertising on the radio. They're going to have a lithium, which really worries the hell out of me because they're going to be identical and
Look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most of those just bright eye. At the moment, there's only one company who's got a permit, and that's Upcycle. So we put them aside and we send them to send them to use it. We are looking at it, but the volumes are not justifying it yet.
It's only 0.2% of batteries in the world get recycled.
Yeah, well, up until recently, Auckland Council said, chuck them in the landfill.
Because there's what they call treating them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Treating them as concrete encasing them and burying them.
Well, they were just putting them in landfill. As long as you don't store them up, so they were saying don't store them up so that you had a big volume. Just put them out regularly into landfill. But I'm certain that's been taken off the site because now there are options to recycle them.
So members of the public who want to do the right thing, can they drop them off to you?
Yes, and we have a battery box.
Oh,
that
yes,
we
you do. Go get that.
No,
So that's the box.
Yeah, so that's the box, and we send it out, and we send it. And Peter designed the size to be 5 kg, which is the maximum that couriers will handle. And it's also a good principle with the batteries to keep the quantity as small as possible and move them regularly so that you don't get pressure on them and what have you when you can get problems. And so far, he's been pretty clever because the average is just under 5 kgs that we get back. Yeah, so
We've had the odd one upwards of about 9 kg.
Yeah, we had one where they'd obviously opened it up and they put one of the UPS lead acid batteries in the bottom.
Big heavy
And that
thing.
makes it quite heavy when you do that, but that's only one.
Yeah.
Over I don't know how many, it's well over 100 that we have. But yeah, the
So
average is under.
businesses can get this off you, can't they?
Yeah.
And just put it in their
Yeah.
office, so.
Yes, so it's a prepaid system, comes out with a return courier bag tucked in there,
Yeah.
and it's pre-assembled, because we found we didn't have to do a flat pack,
No.
because it was just the same price.
Okay.
To pre-assemble, all like that, send it out with the courier bag, all they do is fill it up like you were doing, instead of in your pie bag,
Yeah.
it's in a nice box, and then you put this and send it, put a piece of tape over
Over the hole.
and they've taped and put their own tape over it.
Yeah.
And,
Like that.
and then it comes back nice and tidy, nothing loose.
No, no
And
mess.
Yeah.
just
So
a very
can-
simple system.
Can we go and see these on the shop floor and what happens to them?
Yep. Yeah.
Let's go.
And,
Look
Oh,
at
look
that.
at that. 5 and 16
5.0
grams.
weighted drum, and we'll put a breather hole in it before it's locked and loaded. Then it gets closed down and a ring put around it off
Okay.
to Japan.